The concepts covered are plane figures and solid shapes, faces, edges and vertices, nets for building 3D shapes, drawing solids on a flat surface, viewing different sections of a solid. Plane figures, two-dimensional shape. The figures, which can be described by mentioning two dimensions called length and breadth, are called 2D shapes or plane figures. Triangles, rectangles, squares, circles, etc. can be drawn on paper. These are plane figures. Solid figures, three-dimensional shape. The shapes like cube, cuboid, cylinder, pyramid, etc., which require three dimensions, that is length, breadth and height or depth, are called solid figures or three-dimensional figures. The objects having definite shape and size are called solids. A solid occupies a fixed amount of space and has three dimensions. Faces, edges and vertices. Faces, all the flat surfaces of the 3D figure are the faces of that shape. The faces of 3D shapes are made by the 2D shapes. Edges, the line segment where the faces of the 3D shape meet with each other, are the edges of that shape. Vertices, the corners or the points where the edges meet with each other, are the vertices of the 3D shape. The singular form of vertices is the vertex. In some common 3D shapes. Nets for building 3D shapes. Drawing the structure on the 2D form and fold it to make a 3D shape, then it is said to be the net of that figure. Different figures have a different type of nets. We can open a 3D shape from its edges to get the net of that figure. Drawing solids on a flat surface, 2D representation of 3D shapes. 3D shapes are the shapes which occupy some space, but we can draw the 3D shapes on the flat surface also by some techniques. This is called a visual illusion. Oblique sketches. Drawing a shape in such a way that we are not able to see some of the faces of the 3D shape, and the size of the length is also not equal, but we are able to recognize that this is a cube, then this is called an oblique sketch. Drawing an oblique sketch. Example, draw the sketch of a cube with a side of 4 centimeters each. First, we need to draw a square of 2 times 2 on a grid sheet. Draw the opposite face of the same size, which is offset to the front face. Now, join the respective corners to form a cube. Note, the front and back faces are of the same size and all the edges are appearing as of the same length, but their measurements are different. Isometric sketches. An isometric sketch is drawn on an isometric dot paper. In an isometric sketch of the solid, the measurements are kept proportional. Let us draw an isometric sketch of cuboid of dimension 4 by 3 by 3. We take an isometric dot sheet. This sheet divides the paper into small equilateral triangles made up of dots or lines. Step 1. Draw a rectangle to show the front face. Step 2. Draw 4 parallel line segment of length 3 starting from the 4 corners of the rectangle. Step 3. Connect the corners with appropriate line segments. Step 4. This is an isometric sketch of the cuboid. Visualizing solid objects. Visualizing solid shapes is a very useful skill. For this, the ability to see hidden parts of the solid shape is required. If we see any 3D shape from one side, then some of its parts are not visible to us. But then also we can assume that which shape it is. This is called visualization. We can see that the front, top and side view of the above image is completely different and we cannot see some of its faces. Then also we can say that this figure is made up of 4 cubes. There are so many ways to see the different sections of the 3D shape. An object by cutting or slicing. When we cut any 3D object horizontally or vertically, we get a 2D face of that figure. This is called the cross-section. The shape of the cross-section depends upon the type of cut, like horizontal or vertical. If we give a horizontal cut to a rectangular pyramid, then the cross-section will be a rectangle in shape, and if we cut it vertically, then we get the shape of a triangle. Two. Viewing an object by its shadow. If we throw the torchlight on any 3D object, then we will get the shadow of that object on the plane in the form of 2D shape. The resultant shape depends upon the side of the object where we throw the light. If we throw the light on the cylinder from its circular side, then we will get the image of a circle. If we throw the light on the cylinder while it is on standing position, then its shadow will be rectangular in shape. 3. Viewing from different angles to get different views. All the 3D objects have a different view if we see them from different sides. By seeing them from different angles, we can observe them easily. In the figure shown above, we will have a different top view, front view and side view, but we get the information about the shape of the figure by observing them.